Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are most welcome to today's press conference. My name is Matov Moses, and I'm the spokesperson NEED. My next right is Chief, Mr. Basajja Charles. In the middle is Mr. Asmani Odaka, is our General Secretary. Madam Kasiri Evelyn is also a leader in NEED, and she contested for MP Central last season. So she's with us today. There are so many issues flying around the country, and we seem to be in disarray. With Uganda is moving like headless chicken. You could wonder whether we have good leadership or not. But we promised Ugandans that NEED will provide one. We always come up with the solutions. We always come up with issues affecting our people. Apparently, we see the economy is bleeding. Schools are being sold. People are losing their properties. Schools are being burnt. All those are signs of a frustrated community or economy. Today, we are handling basically the economic issues and the fires. Before, without taking long, allow me call upon our Secretary General to address the press. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Thank you once again for keeping it at NEED every Monday. And it is good that you are alive, but also you thank NEED for always mentioning it to the man, because we know, or we knew, that by now we would have already closed Kampala. And since you people are essentials according to him, and this side he thinks for us we are not essential, therefore if he had done that, or we had not devoted that energy, probably today we would not be here. But today, let's talk about two things, all of them affecting our people or the ordinary citizen. Number one, the issue of the school fires, which is again starting, and the issue of general economic situation of the country, all of them affecting the ordinary man. To date, we have about 66 schools that have gone to ashes since we started this. About 60 or more, at least recorded. I'll tell you about 66. And with many, many, many people, or students, or Ugandans, children of Uganda, dead. I want to say murdered, because to define murder is causing death of a person by omission or commission. Of course, you could do. There are those who might have caused the primary causes of the death. But I want to say part of the accessories to these murders of young Ugandans in schools is government. It's government because of the act of commission. Of course, some of them is just commission. But you see, there are a lot more things that lie beneath these things. Number one, if you read or if you looked at the issue of school, the banning of schools alongside other things, how would you say government is not part, it is not really part of the plan to kill the educational system in this country, or education in this country. Because murder, you're only murdering these kids today, but there is also something, the effect you're causing to the future. Because education is primarily for human development, human capital development. So what are you doing to the future of the country? Over 50 schools burning. You institute commission of inquiries, no report. Where are the reports for the Budo fire? Where are the reports for Rock High in Tororo? In Intungamo, we have had schools. There are schools here. Where are the reports? Because the reports inform the course of action, how to manage. Because if you are saying these are accidents, okay, reports would now inform us on how to manage future accidents of the same incident in regard to security. So what are you doing? Where are the reports? We need these reports to read. Because how can you be a government riding in this robust intelligence, in robust security, and you cannot tell people what is causing school fires, and you're burning our kids? Can you imagine a government, a person in government for means of education claiming that you see these kids, and every time there is burning of the school, they tell you the same story. That you see one of the blind kids was trying to help the other blind colleagues. And that is an excuse a government is telling Ugandans. So we also know that one of the things these people in the government have invested in our schools, we know for a fact that one of the reasons that some of them are doing this, because is to try destroy public schools as their own private schools, which are business, are thriving. Because look at all these schools that have been banned, because the records are there. How come over 80% of them are public institutions or public schools? And we know all these ministers in Museveni's government, nearly all have schools. How come theirs are not getting banned? The third one is an issue, the very grand plan of making Ugandans poor. You know that Bank of Uganda, even with the problems they are having now, that increased the interest rate. And you know, once Bank of Uganda increases interest rate, that means commercial banks are also going to increase. Now because that is in elementary economics. Increasing, you're trying to get reduction of money supply in the hands of the people. But how can you reduce? Because the inflation we have today is not as a result of too much money in the market. So how can you bring a monetary policy? How can you say, okay, let's pull the money away from people, money which is already not there? You're getting what is already not there, and you're bringing. So where are the professors of economics in Ministry of Finance, in the Bank of Uganda? So as they are doing that, making you not afford education, they are banning the rest, the public ones. And no surprise, the guy comes and tells you the good thing. Now the children of the historicals have come of age. They are the rich ones, and therefore the ones I'm going to give the jobs. And you see, part of it are what you will see on the lineup of those who have been shortlisted for Bank of Uganda. Same village, kabisa. Even at the level of shortlist, you have nobody from, say, regions. This country is made up a number of regions. Why should we say every big job should be people from a certain village are the ones that. So you get back to the issue of inspection of the schools. When we were growing up and going to school, and I remember one particular inspector of school, that's Fajili Mande, when I was in Tororo, he would come to our school. That man would come to our school, even sit down and eat the kind of food. Fajili Mande, Kisoko Boys Primary School, 1997. He came to our school and we ate with him the kind of food we were eating. That was inspection. The man would go to the latrines. The man would come and sit in class. What happened to Museveni's inspector of schools? What happened? So why are Ugandans paying inspector of schools in this country? So there is a problem, and some of you will excuse us for saying we no longer think these things are happening by accident. We think they are a plan by Mr. Museveni. He is very comprehensive plan to destroy this country. Sometimes we think he's operating as if he has built some country somewhere, and all of them, when this one is burning, they will go to their own country. We are sorry for thinking like that. But that is what Mr. Museveni is doing to this country, and is burning, is destroying. He has destroyed the schools. He has destroyed the education sector. He has made you poor. Because how can the same man be destroying the environment? The same man, the health sector has defeated you. The same man, education, the same man in the forest, the same man everywhere. Infrastructure is part of what Mr. Museveni has been saying. It's one of the economic successes. I was from the north just yesterday. That Nakasongola road, around Nakasongola, the road is melting. Like you see, you do get some big G put in the sun, and the road is melting. Now, how can you see? If you use Camden, from Camden going to Lira, I am telling you, go and see the kind of tarmac they are putting there. Do you know Viraka? Do you know Viraka? You know, from here to there, and they go and put some things which are an imitation of tarmac. I don't know whether it's tarmac. I don't know whether it's an imitation. You can't tell what kind of road. You know, they say you keep left. They tell you to keep left. Then you keep what is left. Then eventually you have nothing left to keep. That is what is there in Camden. So where is Museveni's economic success? Where? What will he tell Ugandans? That for 40 years Ugandans gave you, were patient with your bad, all terrible things, but then you show nothing. You know that part of the north today, they are going back to what used to be timetable of load shedding. Timetable of load shedding. So where is Museveni's heart? Betty Kamya asked a long time ago, where is Museveni's heart? Because where your heart is, if this is your home, for example, there is a difference in the conduct of a person who is staying at his home and a person who is renting. Because at your home, there is a way you will beautify the veranda, there is a way you will plant flowers there, there is a way. But you see, everything this man is doing, it is as if he's renting this house. So where is his heart? So we'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and Ugandans, that what we are dealing with here is a regime bent to destroy this country. You will hear the issues of school fires. They have started. You remember Owino, it's called what? Parkyard. Parkyard. The story of Parkyard. You now see when eventually the fire ended, you know who owned it. So how can you tell people that was an accident? Today, how can you tell somebody in Parkyard that what was happening at Parkyard was an accident? So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to tell you, and I'm happy that Ugandans no longer say government etuyambe. It is now kweyamba. It is now kweyamba. If it is an economic policy being brought, it will not be intended to help you. We told you here about the parish. It's called poverty development model. It was poverty kabisa. We told you about it. Now you know that it is what we said here is true. It wasn't intended to help anybody. Let me just say two things. They went to Majanji here in Buked, and they said they built an 11 billion fish something, preservation and something. Majanji. You go and see. One of you, the media houses covered the entire thing. Majanji, which was at the same level with the Kisumu, by 1960s. You see, Majanji is still a trading center with 3 houses because of this government here. When they came, they found Majanji at another level. They took it back to a different level. In Karamoja, you all know what is there. When they go, when the bombs kept quiet, the land grabbing started. Niteso, even the very, very last thing they told them to do were oranges. Today they are telling them your oranges are very hard, we can't crush them. In Itoro here, you know what they have done to them. They told them to abandon everything they were growing. And eventually ended up growing tea. Now they are growing tea. Tea here in Bunyoro is 700. The other side is close to 5,000. And the only thing you're doing, a kilo. And the only thing you're doing is, so, ladies and gentlemen, for us, we want to tell you that whether it is school fire, making them, these things are connected. It is part of the one grand plan of Mr. Museveni to put this country on its knees. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And as need, we are urging to Ugandans to be on a higher alert, because every day you hear such things. The next day they'll tell you have found some rebels in Mitiana, we have some rebels in Ruwero. So I'm wondering whether these things are connected, but Ugandans should be on a higher alert. What is happening is really not interesting at all. We have been joined by Mr. Setumba Godfrey, our deputy organizing secretary. Mr. General Secretary, actually talked about the inspection. When we had the Budo fires and the subsequent fires, there were some instructions that were given to the schools. They were supposed to have fire extinguishers. They were supposed to give some lessons, basic or elementary lessons, to our children about how they maybe do away with the fire, to put some walkways or, but we don't know what happened. Yet we have school inspectors and we have health inspectors. All are paid by our taxes. So now it's a very big challenge, and it's very, very appalling, Mr. General Secretary, that the government disowned that school. They said they don't know that school. Actually, they never knew whether that school existed or not. And now we imagine how they can fight rebels, assuming that was a rebel group there, and they don't know that they exist. Really, that is very, very sad. It's very appalling. However, Ugandans, I think, should take it on their own. Now, you have talked about the Bank of Uganda issue. One of the reasons why Jakana Naduli was arrested was to talk about the discrimination in this country, the nepotism in this country, tribalism in this country. Unfortunately, when you read the shortlisted names of those vying for BOU governorship, you find the names of Ezra Suruma, Damon Kitabire, Nuwaga Augustus, Adani Mugume, Keith Muhakanis, and Simon Rutenga, Richard Byarugaba. Now, you talk about it, it's a crime. You practice it, they even give you medals. Who is fooling who? One time I think I was here, when you talk about that virtue of the governorship, I told you the village had not sat then to decide who should be the Bank of Uganda governor. And now I can able to tell that the village has sat, the tribe has decided. I think actually there are some misunderstandings. That is why names being forwarded to Ayatollah to help them decide. And this is a time bomb. Ugandans are boiling when they happen to see such things. But you talk about them, they come after you. They're ready even to kill, because we are talking about that kind of stupidity in the country. You'll allow me, we go into the question time. And this time I can even say you are even free, unlike our usual programming. You are free to ask a few questions from outside the today's debate, if they are not offensive. All right.
My name is Kasule Mark Jackson. I work with PPS. I want you to elaborate more about what the report in the blind school fire. You said one of the kids was helping the other to do what? Yes, you'll help us elaborate more about it. 2, we've heard a lot about some of the names on the list of people who the country are looking at to put in the place of Governor Bank of Uganda. We've heard a lot about Richard Byarugaba in NSSF. We've heard a lot about Keith Muhakanizi, who has been in finance for some good years. What else do you see apart from saying nepotism or what you've clarified here? Thank you.
Yes, good morning. My name is Ernest Kanja. I work with Radio Simba. What remedy do you advise to the schools? What, basing on what is going on, the way schools are burning, one school starts burning, we get several schools banned. What remedy? We need an advice as needed.
I think I've just given the advice, but I'll repeat. It's okay.
Maybe let me handle those first. let me begin with the names, those names of where the villagers sat. First of all, let me correct you. The country did not sit to agree on those names, because this country is made up of 15 nations. 15 nations that sat negotiated. So there is no country that agreed on those names. It is a village, because those guys are from same village. That's one. Number two, of course you mentioned that man, that gentleman, is he a gentleman from NSSF, what he did in NSSF? There is a gentleman in Luzira there called Chandi Jamua. He's there. Yarugaba should also should be answering to what they did with them. So you remember Muhakanizi and this minister in charge of supplementary who left there. Who was that? Bahati. Muhakanizi and Bahati. How can, for goodness sake, what Mr. Muhakanizi did when he was permanent secretary, Minister of Finance, how can you trust him with even, leave upon central bank, but even any other commercial bank? You see? He failed. And you know what, when his last speech, when he was handing over, you know what he did. So I am suggesting that, I am saying that whatever they are doing it is not the country doing it. They are doing it to perpetuate what they want, the agenda they want to achieve for this country. And that is destroying all of you, and only them remain standing. So they want to personalize. Let me tell you, the only thing they are waiting for, what my spokesperson called the Ayatollah to do, is to get one who can do the work better. That's all. Otherwise, I will tell you that all those names, except for a few, maybe one or two, I don't want to mention them. But the problem, they are all from the same village. You can't bring people from one parish. Meaning that if for example, Ebola catches that village, this country will be down. Because the people who think for this country are all, no, we can't accept this. The issue of remedies, I will tell you that because it is being planned by them, just before I gave the woman MP Kampala here to add on to this one, you remember when there was a period we had accidents, and they were killing people. Now, what they did, they said seatbelts and speedy governor. And the fact was, there was somebody who imported a lot of seatbelts, so they even arrested vehicles and so on. When he had sold all his stock, which traffic policeman ever asked for speedy governor or seatbelt in this country? So we left that, we went into market fire. Market fire. When by the time market fire ended, all the land in the market had been grabbed. Then we went into school fire. You know what happened? There is something, Butayimbwa again. Butayimbwa killed people, Butayimbwa. Many people were framed with, some with treason. So most of these things are planned. So we want to ask. You know, even when we air them out, we are saying this to go on record that we talked about these things. And we know what the truth is. But we don't expect these guys to do anything. Magala, there is no advice. Museveni has, I refuse to be Museveni's advisor. Museveni has 103 advisors. He has 83 ministers. He has hundreds of RDCs. He has, all those are his advisors. Now, if all those heads can't advise him, how do you think I can advise Museveni? The guy is just a Tumuhaburua. Period. He will not be advised. So let me ask the woman MP to talk about the issue of remedies. I think being a woman and talking about schools, she knows these remedy things better.
Thank you. You've already given me a starting point. You actually I'm just going to add on what you've said. You see, it's one thing for someone to create a problem, knowing that they have the solution to the problem, and they are waiting upon you to look at them for the problem. I hope I'm not speaking in parables. I enjoy speaking in parables. If the problem is being created by someone or a particular body and you know it, then stop looking at them for solutions, because behind the scenes there's a lot that is going on that is not in plain paper for you to see. And by the time you wake up, just like he has been elaborating, it is too late. A lot of decisions have already been made, and all you can do is follow and follow and follow. And before you know it, it's a Monday. Before you know it, it's January, Feb, December. Before you know it, it's 1 year, 2 years. Before you know it, years keep elapsing, and we keep complaining about the same problems. When I was growing up, I remember my grandparents used to narrate the stories of Lakwena. I come from the east. And Lakwena was not solved by the government. It was solved by the general public. In Busoga, the moment they go to hear that we have strangers killing people, all they needed to do was identify a stranger amidst them and deal with a stranger. Before they knew it, they were able to locate where actually Lakwena was. I hope, as we are speaking, you can see and know where the issues are coming from, and Ugandans should stop sitting at information. I remember early this year, NID came and explained to you about lockdown before it even happened. NID still comes out and talks about Ebola. Before even Ebola is on the scenes, the World Health Organization was demarcating Uganda to be labeled with Ebola. Look at COVID. By the time COVID came into the picture, it appeared like SOPs was the solution. It appeared like lockdown was the solution, but behind scenes, a lot is happening. And for as long as Ugandans are sleeping, you're going to have the same problems today, tomorrow, the other day, the other year. And for as long as you do not stand up and fight and wait for a few people to fight for you, then the same issues are going to keep happening year in, year out, from one place to another, from one region to another. Schools are being affected countrywide. You cannot say it's only central, you cannot say it is east, you cannot say it is northern Uganda, it is the whole country. This is a generation that is being affected. It's the same generation that has faced COVID, same generation facing Ebola, and Ugandans, wake up. If at all we still remain sleeping, then whom are you going to blame for tomorrow? Are you going to blame NID? NID has given you all the information you need. We should thank God for the people who stand out and speak for us and give themselves for the country. That me, I'm calling forth public. As a mother, as a woman, I'm calling forth the public. If the public gets up and fights for their rights, then you ask, follow up. Schools that are getting burnt, it is you that is being affected. It's not the government being affected. Their children, how many of those government leaders or leaders in education are in those places? If the country is being locked down, how many of your leaders are being locked down? Or how many of the people are being locked down? At the end of the day, it's back to you. So my call is for the general public to rise up and fight. Rise up and speak for your rights. Rise up and demand for what is yours. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you. It is not going to be the people speaking for you. It's not going to be the people that are highly placed. It's because they have been there, you have seen. They are not affected. Schools are burning down, children are going home, infrastructure is getting destroyed. At the end of the day, whose career? So tomorrow, your children will want to be bank of governors one day. When will they ever be? When they went to very terrible schools.
Are they coming from the West?
Facilities. Secondly, they are not coming from the West, but it's because you've allowed it. For as long as you see things going on and then you allow a few to speak, those who have the mouth to speak, then the day it will dawn on your bed, it will be too late for you to speak. So for me, I'm calling forth every woman out there, your children out there. Please fight for them. Fight for those schools. Those are the schools of tomorrow. The likes of the Namiriango you see today were once the same schools those years, but they were fought for. And I'm calling forth government, if at all what need is saying are lies, then stand up and speak against it. Let's hear from you. Let's hear what you have to, not only word of mouth, action. Me, I'm calling forth action. We cannot keep having the same problems today, tomorrow, and then we get diverted. Now Ebola is the talk. To me, Ebola, I'm not despising the fact that Ebola is there, but this is a problem that was foreseen before it came. The fact that it was planned before it came, who is going to die? It is you. Why? Because you saw it coming, you saw it being spoken, just like COVID was reported out there. Even people who died of malaria, who died, well, the moment COVID hit, it was COVID. When we were in lockdown, hotels were no longer checking for bombs. I remember I used to ask every time I would go to a checkpoint, all they would give is a sanitizer. Are you wearing a mask? And that is it. So I would ask, so is my life important anymore, or it's only COVID that can kill? Now I've survived COVID, Ebola has come. I'm going to survive Ebola. But what is it that I'm not surviving out there? It is what we are calling upon the public to rise up and speak, rise up and fight for what is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Tugenda genda mu Luganda naye amwanda ngweta somebody could be having a question.
There's an issue of Ebola, and that was Magara's question also. You see, Magara and other gentlemen, the issue of Ebola is, it is not, we've just not seen Ebola. This is not the first time we are seeing Ebola as the country. And secondly, the people who are in the Ministry of Health, of course my president loves calling them the other name, I will tell you, are one of the world's most celebrated people in fighting Ebola. But they never, when they were in West Africa, when they were in Congo and wherever, they never advised for a lockdown. By the way, in issues of health, lockdowns are normally to simply help a country prepare to handle. But it is not one of the ways of one of the health strategies. I don't think so. So the issue is Ebola has been commercialized, and these guys, it is just a commercial avenue. And when people who are mad with money, like those guys we know, and they look at this Ebola thing as money, a cash cow, my friend. Even if you tell them what, they have already put cotton in their ears.
I'm wondering now, you're talking about a lockdown. Ever since Ebola started, this time, they have reported 31 deaths. But 16 women die every day. That is 480 a month.
Institute a lockdown.
480 a month.
Spokesperson. Now that for whatever and so on, or 18 are dying a month, why don't they institute a lockdown on giving birth?
And the 6. Then malaria kills 60 a day. 60 a day die of malaria. 20 die a day of accidents. So I think we should think of other remedies than a lockdown. So those statistics are there. You go and find out. 60 for malaria, 20 for accidents, then 16 for women. 18. Ndoza tutuwe mu Luganda to summarizing. Unless wali wabuuza ekibuuzo niyoza tugende mu Luganda.
Akati mu Luganda mu bwangungu olwaleero nira nga nidi bwetera okukola buli lwa bbalaza tubeera n'ebintu bye twogera n'eggwanga. Leero twagadde twogere ku bintu bibiri. Sooka oba muliro ku masomero, ekyokubiri ku ekonome oba ebyenfuna nga bibimidde mu ggwanga. Ku ky'omuliro kyangu nnyo nga bwe twayogedde mu Luzungu nti okuva 2018 paka leero woba obazeemu amasomero gasinga masomero 50 gasukkawo agakajja omuliro. Naye ate gavumenti yeno erudde mu buyinza etayagala kuvaako, gavumenti eyagala okwefuula obwakabaka omuliro abantu bakola ki, amasomero we gajja ng'etugamba tuteeseewo akakiiko kanoonyeze ku kireese omuliro. Ekitegeeza nti guno ogwabaddewo bamuzibe bagambye kati CMI yegunoonjerezaako olw'okuba kati CMI erowooza nti lwaki omuliro gwayidde ate nga ku kiseera Princess Anna gwekola ki lwagala okukyalawo. Kati ate bo ne batugaana otugamba nti kyebatera okutugamba ebuddo batugamba nti waliyo omwana era oyo omwana bamujjukira, Katonda amuwumuze ekisa, mbu ye yafudde olw'okuba yabadde ayagala kuyambako banne. Kati batugambye nti waliyo omwana muzibe omu yayidde olw'okuba yabadde ayagala okutaasa banne, naye ye muzibe, naye yabadde ayagala kukola ki, ye alaba omulyango ayambeko bali. Gavumenti y'abagezi yekola ki, yeyogera ebyo. Gavumenti y'abaasoma eyo ye ripooti gye basobola otugamba, bagamba bananyini baana abakoze eki, abayidde. Gavumenti y'abaprofesa. So ffe tubagamba nti kintu kino ekibeerawo mujjukira, ate nze njagala bannayuganda bajjukirenga, twasookanga n'obutayimbwa ne bateeka bati abantu ne bafa obutayimbwa bwagenda okukendeera nga bagamba obatujju bakwatayo abasiraamu awo kasito oli awo oyambala empale enkendeezemuko ne babakwatakwata mukaawo ne badda ku butale ne bookya obutale. Kati kankubuuze, omuntu eyali mu parkyard omugamba otya nti no parkyard yali ejja accident, emiriro egyakoma egy'obutale, amataka g'obutale gonna ne gakola ki, ne gagenda ne gabbibwa, ne tudda ku wali awo accident bwe yabeerera awo ne bagamba tuteekewo seat belt. So ffe tulowooza bano abantu bano pulaani yaabwe nnene, pulaani nkulu, ate bo bamanyi gye bakola ki, gye balaga. Bwe bajja bagamba accident tunoonyereza n'ebiki, ripooti y'ebuddo lwaki tevangayo paka leero. Of course ne bya kibwetere ffe byonna lwaki ripooti ezivangayo. So tujja bagamba nti bino ebintu bitegeke, babimanyi era bikola ki. Bayinza n'okumanya rebel group erimu abantu 6 ng'abali emitya, naye tebasobola kumanya nti gundi wali wabaddewo akasomero akamuzibe ate nga Princess Anna yagenda okukola si okukyalawo. So bino byonna bibyogera byakubuzaabuza, naye pulaani nkulu kubeera nti si kutabusi bantu leero, kubeera nga badaivatinga abantu babajja ku mulamwa ogw'okubanja basobola okufuna babeere ku birala, naye n'okutatana ebiseera by'ensi eno ebijja, kubanga bo balabika baagala kusigala mu nsi eno bokka. Kati wodda ku kino ekya economy kankigatte n'ekya Bank of Uganda, naye Mr. Government nammwe abagikulemu naye muswaleko. Ensi eno erimu okuteekawo Uganda, twateesa buteesa okuteekawo eggwanga. Temusobola kubeera nti buli kalima akajja mubeera nga abo mu kaalo kamu mwabakola ki, mwabakafuna. Kati tulaba abavudde empuna abeesimbyewo be basunsudde abagenda okutwala obwa Governor Bank of Uganda. Abalala mujjukira Mr. Byalugaba ebyali ku NSSF, ripooti ye tewali not court, si commission, tebamukiliyaringangako. Oyo omwami muhakanizi mubimanyi ebyali ku Minister of Finance. Kati abo bwe mwagala okuwa, bwe muteesa ng'akaalo mubawe Bank of Uganda. Professor Suluma mubimanyi. So nze saagala kubeera nti tuyinza obutabakyusa ndowooza nti bakole ku birungi naye tujja kujjanga ku bbalaza tubagambe bino bali ababi bye bapulaninga bye bakola mu bubi bwabwe ffe tubategeeze kubanga tuteekawo rekodi nti at least need yo yeetabanga mu kusirika ng'ababi bakola ebibi tujja bagambanga ffe ebyo ebyolwaleero bye tubakoze eki tuzza obbagamba abalambula amasomero nze bwe nali ŋŋenda waliwo omu gwe ŋŋenda okwogerako nti oyo omwami Fagirimande bwe nali mu Kisoko Boys Boarding Grammar School Fagirimande yali inspector of school e Tororo reference point ze gye ndina okulambula amasomero kulina okubeera Fagirimande nga ajja ku ssomero lyaffe by that yajja lumu minuti gyawera ng'atuulako nammwe n'okulya obuli mmere n'agiryako n'atunuulira n'ayita omwana n'ayogera n'agenda ku toilet n'abuuza kiri of course naye yalina problemu ye ey'okubeera awo mu kyalo eyo osanga omwana ayambadde siripa ng'amugamba agyokimukaawo naye of course yali akola omulimu olwaleero nze mbuuza ba inspectors mu 7 basasula mu Ministry of Education bakola ki amasomero tetukyalina inspectors bali mu offices kiki ekyaliwo Museveni ebyenjigiriza bya Uganda yabikwasa ani oba ayagala so byebyo tetumanyi bulungi n'ebirala nti oba okyamasomero olw'okuba Museveni yeeyogerera nti ye waaba avudde ku bwa president woba oggyeko ebyokulunda nti ajja kubeera ku mahoteri n'amasomero ze bizinesi mujjukira gye yagenda n'aggulawo ye Tanzania oba Uganda yo tesaana masomero malungi Museveni ye gazimba so ebyo ebyokubeera inspection ekyo nakyo bakyewala okubeera nti waliyo bye bataagala bimanyibwe naye byonna bigenderere tetubalinaako mu buzibu kubanga bo ababi bakola ebibi tosobola kubeera nga omusuubira okukola ekirungi nze tujja kukugamba nti bwe mubeeranga mu nsi nga mulimu bantu abawera eno ensi erimu abantu abawera tosobola kubeera nti problem si just Bank of Uganda yokka problem nti buli kafo kweyagaliza because muganda waffe Allah amulamize bulungi Jakana n'abalala ne president waffe president Kabuleta naye bamutwala mu gundi mu nkomyo nga bagamba ayogera ebikola ki ebisoso ebintu ebireeta obusoso naye gwe bw'obikola nti gwe buli muntu yenna gw'oteeka mu kifo alina okubeera ng'ava mu kaaloko alina okubeera ng'ava mu kikaakyo alina okubeera ng'ava gy'ova tekibeera kirungi tekibeera kirungi ekyokubiri ffe twagala nti wabeerewo obwenkanya kubanga nze nkimanyi nti waalingawo ennaku nga oba onoonya tribe eyalina highest number of professors per capita baalinga bateeso that is the truth even up to 1996 kyekyaliwo nga ogenda mu civil service nabagambako twayogerako nga need nga mwe wennyini bannamawulire nga obuulira omuntu ageegenya omupoliisi oba omuntu ali kuki ng'ayogera oluzungu olulimu olukyolikyoli oba oluteesoteeso kati mwakyusa mpulira mwogera bya haro bya poliisi foraasi ebyo kitegeeza waliyo ekyakyuka mu nsi eno ekyo kitegeeza you people mwe mukola ng'abasaaga naye kyewaliyo kye mukola ki ekyakyuka mu nsi reality yakyuka nti kati woba okuba essimu oba oresponda tokyagamba alo ogamba haro. So byebyo byetukola ki eyensi gye tulimu. So mugende munoonye, ogenda ku national water, ogenda mu bya umeme, buli kimu bonna beeyi. The government can even go ensi egenda mu weekend nga weekend yaayo eri between Ntunga ne Lyantonde oludda lwawaawo. Neyanziza.
Do we still have China ebibuuzo? Remedy eriwa? Mwami Ssettumba ogenda kutubaayo. Remedy yenjagala okubawa ku bintu bino ebigenda mu maaso naddala eby'omuliro betwogerako. Twatandise tugamba nti omuliro bwe gwakwata minisitule yavaayo nebaako bye yateekawo ebirina okugobererwa amasomero gonna, nga buli ssomero lirina okuba n'ebizikiza omuliro. Ne bagamba abaana baffe balina okuyigirizibwa engeri gye basobola okwetaasaamu bo ng'abaana, weewaawo n'abasomesa nga batrayiningiddwa. Ne bagamba nti n'enzimba y'amasomero balina okuzimba ebizimbe mu ngeri esobozesa omuntu okwetaasa singa wabeerawo embeera eyo. Era kyalina okuteekebwa mu nkola, General Secretary kyayogeddeko by inspectors of schools, nga bayambibwako n'aba security abatwala ebitundu ebyo, okulaba nti ebintu ebiteereddwamu bye biradda bisobola okuyamba. Naye tukakasa bulungi nti abantu abo basasuddwa ssente z'omuwi w'omusolo, naye omulimu tebagukola, ebizimbe biyidde, tetuna kyakuddamu. Ekisembayo, edda otwakulira ebintu ng'amasomero, ebintu ng'amalwaliro byabanga byaffe ffenna, era ng'ekyakolebwanga tukiyita bulungi bwansi. Abazadde bwe twagendanga ku masomero kati tebikyakolebwa nnyo, bamanyi ne tulambuza classes, bakulambuza ebisulo n'ebirala. Nammwe ng'abazadde ne mulaba nti omwana waali we wasaanidde singa wabaawo embeera yonna ya accident oba muliro oba ekintu kyonna basobola okwetaasa. Ndowooza nti ekiseera kituuse abazadde oba abantu ffenna tuddemu okukola enkola ya bulungi bwansi mu kwetangira n'okwekuuma, kubanga gavumenti nga gavumenti wetugyogerako gye tuwadde obuvunaanyizibwa n'obuyinza okutukuuma kifaanana okuba nti eremereddwa. Mpozi ekisembayo, Secretary General n'engeri gy'okyogeddeko, nsaba abatutwala naddala mu byokwerinda, bwe kiba nti eggwanga lyonna limaamiddwa buyeekera, bakirangirire bannayuganda tubeere ku kwerinda okusembayo kw'ekika ekya waggulu. Ebintu bino bigenda ne bibaawo, ogenda okuwulira nti emmundu eno baazibbye, abeeno babakutte, emmundu zaabuze. Twawulira ne mu kuzika kwa Jakana Nadduli baakutte abaana babiri abagambibwa mbu be baakuba oyo omulenzi yali akola effujjo, naye omusango gwe babataddeko babagambye tebabataddeko misango gya kkuba, wabula waliwo emmundu eyabula. Kiteeberezebwa okuba mbu bano bamanyi ku mayite g'emmundu eyakola ki. Kakati emmundu esobola okuwulya mu mbeera eyo. So tulowooza nti wayinza okubaawo ebikusike gavumenti byetatugamba. Bwe wabanga waliwo embeera efaananako bwetyo, bannayuganda ffe nga nniri tubagamba tubeere ku bwerende, tubeere mu kwekuuma, tubeere mu kwekengera embeera egenda mu maaso etategerekeka. Mwebale nnyo.
Neyanziza ssebo. Being a teacher, those kanjogere kuba inspectors of schools. Government bwetuuka wano nga byonna bye tujoogerako byalema, kibeera very unfortunate gwe okulowooza nti inspector alina kyagenda okukola. For God's sake, twogera ku education, ani minister wa education. Kwekyo nakyo tukyebuuze. Bwe kibanga gwe tulowooza second in power nga yakulira ministry efuna ebizibu bwe biti, waliwo ekizibu. Naye kambabuleko ekiri mu education nti inspectorate yali yafadda, kubanga inspector agenda luli nga tukyali bato, inspector yajja yabagwangako bugwi ku ssomero, era nga bwe baba basuubira nti anajja waakiri mubaako bye mukola. Naye kati inspector bw'aba anajja ku ssomero asooka kubira headmaster. In other words, aba tazze kukola inspection, abazze kunona brown envelope. Kati omuntu nga mu kujja okukola inspection anoonye kasente ke mu bbaasa kikyosuubira. Bino ebintu tebiri ku inspection y'amasomero gokka, kye tuyita inspectorate mu gavumenti eno kyonna kyafa. Bw'ogenda ku Ministry of Health tewakyaliwo inspection. Bw'ogenda mu byobulimi be twayitanga babayita batya agriculture officers, abo nabo tebakyaliyo. Kati level your inspectorate yo tekyaliwo, ate toyinza ku inspectinga kintu already kifudde. You people bwe temunnategeera nti this is a failed state, then nammwe mubaako ekikyamu. Bw'oba yakutegeera eggwanga erifudde, genda onoonye akatabo bakayita the government inspector. Osobola okutegeera ddala eggwanga erifudde nti n'abantu basobola okumasikareedinga nti bakozi ba gavumenti nga tebali. Bwe kiba nga tuli mu ggwanga nga okumala emyaka 2, leero mbadde ntunula nga balaga, was it New Vision, over 14,000 teachers are paid when they are not doing work, ghost teachers. We have had that problem for the last 20 years. Ekizibu ekyo kyatandika nga integrating a system into the computer world. Agamba tulina ba ghost teachers. Up to now tukyalina ba ghost teachers. Then kitegeeza eggwanga lino lyayonooneka, tetukyalina kye tuyinza ditereezaako, wabula ekizibu kiri kuffe bannayuganda tuganye okumanya ekigenda mu maaso. Kubanga abantu bano kye beetisse kinene, batulaze sayinzi zonna eziraga nti balemeddwa bakooye, naye era ffe tukyalina kye tubasuubiramu. It is so appalling omuntu bwakubuuza obawa amagezi ki, bano babawa amagezi. Ddala bano bakyabawa amagezi, obawe magezi ki? Ye bw'ogabawa bagakozesa eki? Olumu lwowo omuntu amagezi ng'ate yeetaaga oba nakuzzayo obuzza kusomesa nga ky'omubuulidde kizito okusinga kye yeetaaga okukola. So ebyenjigiriza byayonooneka katono nnyo ku be bakyuzinze ku bwa gavana. Kinneewuunyisa okuba nti waliwo amannya nga Ezra Suluma. You people tukyabanja n'ensonga lwaki UCB yagwa. Ekonomi y'eggwanga lino n'abalimi okulaba nti ebintu byabwe byonoonese kyava ku UCB kwonooneka. Naye eyali gavana wa UCB yasembayo yali Dr. Ezra Suluma. Ebyo nga tannabiddamu. Fe abayise Makerere tuyina amaziga gaffe. Ivory Tower baagyokya. Ono ekyansala w'e Makerere. Bikwewuunyisa. Byonna bigenda mu maaso. Ono akola saga eno n'agimala n'akola endala. Tetukyalina na busobozi ffe busaba accountability nga bannansi. Naye Abaganda bagamba atali nnyini mbooli alima aligguula. Meaning, if someone does not have ownership over something, he doesn't mind about destroying that thing. Kati ebigenda maaso mu ggwanga lino mutandika okwebuuza bano bye boonoona balina musteeke oba balina gye balaga. Bino bayinza okuwabbo nga batondawo ensi endala ng'eno tebafaayo ne banaagireka ku ttaka banaagenda. Kama abakuume.
Tweyanzege ndowooza byebyo.